In this lesson, we're going to cut through the noise and get clear on what AI actually means in practical business terms. While it seems like everyone is discussing AI, very few people are speaking the same language.
Ultimately, artificial intelligence is technology that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. That includes things like recognizing patterns, making decisions, understanding language, and solving problems. The key point, though, is that AI doesn't think like humans do. It processes data, identifies patterns, and makes predictions based on those patterns. It's powerful and operates within defined parameters, though, so it's not conscious. When we talk about AI in business, we're usually talking about systems that can analyze information faster than humans, spot trends we might miss, automate repetitive tasks, or help us make better decisions by providing insights from large amounts of data. We'll break AI down into three fundamental concepts that drive most business applications, starting with algorithms. An algorithm is simply a set of instructions for solving a problem or completing a task. It breaks down a complex process into discrete, ordered steps that can be followed consistently to produce a predictable result. Every time you give it the same input, it follows the same logic to reach the same output. In AI, algorithms process data and make decisions based on rules or patterns. Netflix, for example, when it recommends a show you might like, it uses an algorithm that analyzes your viewing history and compares it to patterns from millions of users. Now, for automation is using technology to perform tasks without human intervention. You're already familiar with automation. It's not new. Factories have used automation for decades. But AI-powered automation is different because it can handle more complex, variable tasks. Traditional automation follows fixed rules. If this happens, do that. But AI automation can adapt. It can handle exceptions, learn from new situations, and improve over time. In business, this might mean automating customer service responses, processing invoices, scheduling meetings, or analyzing sales data, which are tasks that previously required manual effort but don't actually require human judgment. That's the key there. When AI has access to the right data, it can handle these routine, pattern-based tasks efficiently. Augmented decision-making is the third point. This is where AI becomes most valuable for leaders. Augmented decision-making means using AI to enhance, not replace, human judgment. Since AI can process these vast amounts of data and identify trends and present insights, they can help you make better decisions. But the final decision is still yours. An example, AI might analyze market trends and customer behavior to suggest which products to promote. It provides the intelligence, provide the strategic judgment, considering factors like brand values, long-term goals, and contextual understanding that AI can't replicate. So these three concepts, in practice, they often work together. An algorithm processes the data, automation handles repetitive tasks, and the results augment your decision-making. Think about a sales team. AI algorithms analyze customer data to identify which leads are most likely to convert. Automation handles follow-up emails and scheduling, and the insights provided help sales managers decide where to focus their team's energy, combining AI efficiency with human relationship building skills. So it's important that while we recognize what AI is, we also recognize what it isn't. AI is not one size fits all, and every AI system is not the same. When people talk about AI, they're often talking about very different things. So we want to talk about the main distinctions to clarify that. There is narrow AI, which is also called artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. And this is what we actually have today, which are AI systems designed to perform specific tasks. Let's think of an email spam filter, voice assistants like Siri, recommendations on shopping sites. These are all examples where narrow AI might be involved. They can be very good at one thing, but can't transfer that knowledge to other tasks without significant program updates, retraining, or integration with other AI systems, which we know is already happening. But then there's general AI, or artificial general intelligence, which would be AI that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge across any domain just like humans do, which doesn't fully exist yet. When people worry about AI replacing human intelligence entirely, they're usually thinking of general AI, but with narrow AI, there are important subsets that you should understand. Machine learning is a subset of AI where systems learn from data rather than being explicitly programmed with rules. Instead of telling the computer, if you see this, do that, show it thousands of examples or more and let it identify the patterns. There's deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning that uses neural networks, which are systems loosely inspired by how the brain processes information. This is what powers things like image recognition and natural language processing. NLP. Then there's generative AI, which creates new content, text, images, music, code. Tools like ChatGPT, DALL-E, and similar systems fall into this category. They've been trained on vast amounts of data and can generate original outputs based on prompts. Predictive AI analyzes patterns in historical data to predict future outcomes. This might predict which customers are likely to churn, which products will be in demand, or which equipment might fail. There's different training for different purposes. So an AI might be specific to the training it has, or it definitely is specific to the training that it has. So this matters for you as a leader because these different types and subsets of AI have specific training on these specific areas of expertise. A generative AI trained on marketing copy won't help you predict equipment failures. A predictive AI trained on financial data won't write your customer service responses. So you're getting that AI is not one size fits all thing here. The type of AI you need depends entirely on the problem that you're trying to solve. Understanding these distinctions helps you evaluate whether an AI solution is actually suited for your specific business need, or if it's just impressive technology looking for a problem to solve. Regardless of which type of AI we're dealing with, it's still not a replacement for human leadership, creativity, or emotional intelligence. It doesn't fully or truly replicate empathy, ethical judgment, or the ability to inspire and motivate people the same way as humans can. And it's not infallible. AI does make mistakes, regardless of what some people would like to think. Most people know AI makes mistakes, and a lot of people are really upset about how many mistakes it makes. They want it to be perfect. But one of the reasons why it makes mistakes is a lot of times it works with incomplete data, or it works with biased data. So AI requires oversight. It requires calibration and human judgment to use effectively. AI can only work within the scope of its training. So if it hasn't been trained on the relevant data for your specific context, then it's not going to suddenly develop that capability magically. Understanding these concepts gives you the foundation to evaluate AI opportunities and risks with more confidence. So if someone pitches you an AI solution, you'll be equipped to ask the right questions, like what problems does this solve? What data does it need? How will it augment our team's capabilities? And what are the limitations? This foundation will help you separate genuine opportunities from hype, making informed investment decisions, and communicate AI's implications clearly to your team. So now that we've touched on algorithms, automation, and augmented decision-making, along with a variety of types and subsets of AI, we want to explore where these concepts create real value. And that's what we're going to do in the next lesson. We're going to start with this by looking to understand why these fundamentals matter specifically to your role as a leader and how they impact the decisions you make.